the Seattle Storm, in a shocking move, put out a statement endorsing Kamala Harris. Let me read you the statement. Here at the Storm, we are advocates for equality and opportunity. We need leaders who fight for us all the time. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz align strongly with our mission and values, and we proudly endorse this presidential team. Make your voting plan at vote.org. This, to me, is another reason why Caitlin Clark needs to flee the WNBA. It's a political organization. They're not serious about business. They don't care about traditional sports fans. It's a little cult that puts out little political statements, and everybody wears vote T-shirts. They don't care about making money. They don't care really about building up this league and making it profitable. They're a charity. She needs to flee the WNBA and start her own league. And to Steve, I'll add in this, there's all these rumors about this unrivaled 3-on-3 league. They're going to make her a Lionel Messi type offer. She needs to flee that too. Again, this is one of the dumbest things. That 3-on-3 basketball, no one wants to see it from men. No one wants to see it from women. The men have been out there trying to do it with guys that can actually play basketball at a high level. And I'm just sorry, the Big Three's not working. And I know that the NBA is, hurting it, but people don't want to watch 3-on-3 basketball. You can go to a Gus Macker tournament and see it in a mall parking lot. Do they still have shopping malls? You can go see the Gus Macker tournaments. Do y'all know did y'all have Gus Mackers, or was that just a Midwest thing? The 3-on-3 tournament, all my buddies played in it.
Jason, two things. Number one, I would have gone with the Rucker Park reference. You went even deeper than I did. And yes, there are shopping malls. There's one successfully here in Montebello. The Shops of Montebello, still going very strong. Okay, that's not part of the Dead Mall series. Here's the issue with the WNBA, and I'm going to repeat a mantra. It is the most unlikable league and culture in all of sports by far. And I'm talking from the players to some of the ownership, to all the media members, to the podcasters, to those who defend it. It's the most unlikable league in the whole wide world. And this is just another piece of evidence to support that statement.
What do you think? Let's say they offer this Lionel Messi type deal, like what it took. Didn't Messi come over to the MLS or whatever? Yeah. I don't care how much money. They can offer Caitlin Clark $100 million, and I would tell her to stay away from this unrivaled 3-on-3. It's going to be a disaster. It's going to be a bad look for women's basketball. It's going to hurt their momentum. It's not even a real thing. It's something to pacify them, to make the women think, hey, you know what? I need to keep going along with this crap WNBA league that has poor leadership and doesn't know how to become profitable, so we can get paid. They want to get paid for just whining and complaining and saying we deserve it rather than earning it. They could earn it if they started a rival league that was run properly and remove this type of politics that the Seattle Storm are promoting and this entire league is promoting. They could produce something great. They're going to do something stupid, and I just don't want Caitlin Clark involved.
If Caitlin Clark was your daughter, you would tell her, turn down $100 million. If it was all guaranteed.
Yes.
Really? Call child services.
Yeah.
Really? That is abuse. That is terrible advice.
No.
That is terrible. You don't care. Because here's the thing. Not only would she be financially secure if that deal is legitimate, I would like to see the WNBA for at least one season without her. Because you keep saying it's about the league. You keep saying it's about other people too. It's not just about one person. I'd actually like to see this.
The unrivaled thing is going to go on from January to May. It's not going to interfere with the WNBA season. It's not a competitor. It's a 3-on-3 garbage league that's played during the offseason. I would make it
where Caitlin gets her summer back. She could hit the links. She could travel to Europe. Don't have to be around a bunch of people that don't like her. $100 million. You're going to tell someone to turn down $100 million legitimately? Really? Oh God!
You got to understand Caitlin Clark's. You you got to understand Caitlin Clark's goal here. She's going to make, I bet you she made $15-20 million this year, just off the court, I would bet. She knows she's going to make money. What she wants to do is legitimately, she wants to be such a great basketball player in the women's game that she is considered the Michael Jordan of women's basketball. And she wants to sell as many shoes and be that kind of economic force. She wants to be a billionaire and considered, the greatest women's basketball player of all time, and maybe literally have a GOAT argument, like she built an entire league. That's her goal, not to make as much money as she possibly can, as quick as she can. And I would tell my daughter, with all the work she's put in, all the talent, she's a unique figure in this sports world, in this sports lane. I'd stay the course, and staying the course means 5-on-5 basketball in a league that allows you to excel, that's not hostile to you. If I'm going to take any risk, trust me, there's these same idiots that's dumping all this money into Unrivaled need to be dumping the money into a 5-on-5 league that takes on the WNBA and offer Caitlin Clark all that money to start that league rather than something no one wants to see. No one wants to see Angel Reese play 3-on-3 basketball, and there's a lot of Angel Reese impersonators in the WNBA. If you look closely, it's going to be a circus, and they're going to hurt the brand of women's basketball with this Unrivaled thing.
Well, but Jason, to your point, there's not enough good women basketball players for one league, and now you want to create an AFL to their NFL. I don't know. A hard pass on that there.
Because all you need is a storylines, and Caitlin Clark is the storyline. Look, there's 144 women in the WNBA. There's probably.
Okay, I got a better idea.
What?
Instead of her creating a league, be the Caitlin Trotters and play a bunch of Washington Generals. There you go. So this way, have a bunch of teams. Just play the Generals, the Generalettes. You don't have to create another ABA. The Generalettes against the Caitlin Trotters. There you go. Get a Curly Neal, Keith Osby, Meadowlark Lemon, whatever that is. There you go. That's the solution. Caitlin, take that money. Don't listen to Whitlock. Listen to the Asian guy.
I'm just not sure without all of the controversy. I think this is the storyline. I think that this team coming out and endorsing Kamala, that's the storyline. The hatred through here, that is the storyline. What has made this an actual, from nobody watching it to a few people watching league, is the storyline. I think just the pure basketball aspect of Caitlin starting a new league and becoming this new entity has zero chance. I think it's the actual hatred and the pitting of these fan bases against each other, which is actually driving this uptick in marketing for the WNBA, which still isn't really a real number or a real factor, in my opinion.
The numbers say otherwise.
Compared to where they were.
Yes. Look, let me give you an example, Butter. How many people do you think watch Stephen A. Smith every morning on ESPN? Take a guess.
300,000.
It's around 450,000.
Okay.
And he gets paid, he's going to get paid $20 million. Caitlin Clark, in a properly run league, she'll draw 3-4 million people to watch her game.
More than has been watching now in a whole new league.
Yeah, I think in a whole new league. It'll take some time. I would say 3 years. But in a whole new league, yes. I think she has that kind of star appeal. The game is still in its infancy, and these narratives, they'll still somewhat apply to this new league. Because, again, a bunch of these women will follow her. You offer Angel Reese, and they'll jump in that league, and they'll still hate Caitlin Clark. It's just the leagues and the teams won't be putting out statements on politics. They won't be wearing T-shirts, BLM and vote and all this other crap. They'll just be playing the game. The hatred, the jealousy, the envy, and all that will still be there. They'll still say all the same things. but the league will actually market Caitlin Clark, which they were reluctant to do in the WNBA because they don't want to offend Asia Wilson and these other woke idiots. Steve, I see you're chomping at the bit.
I don't know. I'm with you on that, though. The activism of the WNBA is something that if I'm Caitlin Clark, I want no part of, because it may not even be her belief system. But this is literally a league who about 4 years ago made up shirts with bullet holes in them. And I'm thinking, well, okay, what are you saying? Are you coming out against the NRA or the Second Amendment? And they stood up in mass and then tried to deify Jacob Blake. If that's your type of activism, you do have a point, though, Jason. I'll give you credit. If you're Caitlin Clark, you want to gently step away from all that mess.
Help us grow the Fearless Army. Pound that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with all your fearless friends.